Mr. Shehu, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that they don't have anything to talk about. I think this is why they are blowing hot air over this issue. Otherwise, there is a mandate given to elected leaders. If Dr. Geoffrey Onyema goes out of this country, goes to Addis Ababa, African Union, and says, this is Nigeria speaking, he must be believed. He has done his homework. He will have, that's the mandate, given to him. So you can't say that you're reading speakers of a mandate to commit on behalf of them. They would have done their own consultations, backroom negotiations, and all of the things. You don't know what has happened. So you don't just dismiss it outrightly.
Okay, Mr. Shehu, after that approval was given by the president, I believe the Minister of Defense was the first person to speak about it to the public.
Yes.
Is it that his choice of words, not mentioning that the president has given a directive to go to the National Assembly, is what's causing all this back and forth?
No, I think that there is a sense that some people have the right to choose the language of communication for the government. I don't think there is nothing outrageous in what the Minister of State, because the Minister of Defense didn't bring out a box containing money to say, the president has given me $1,000 US, I'm going to spend it. Then that's where the trouble will come. But he said the president has given approval.
Okay.
What else would he say? The gentleman here is saying that we should have said that we are soliciting for or asking for some words to that effect.
Put yourself on the other side of the divide. What would you have? How would you have reacted if you had heard this? If you were on the other side of the divide,
I would have called for explanation instead of, stepping forward with the wrong foot.
Explanation.
Yeah.
Not the procedure.
Yeah.
You won't be looking at
this is one country where one people where we just got to talk to one another.
Because I think the concerns of the opposition party are that procedure wasn't followed, and even the choice of words after the supposed request of the president's approval is not right.
The opposition party doesn't simply have issues to talk about. The vice president said this at Lagos, the Ashwaju colloquium. It's like the toad. They said, let's debate tails. The toad doesn't have a tail. So the toad said, let's talk about other things. So we understand what is playing out.
Let me just follow up on this. You come in, an issue you raised, which is the part of the procedure. Now, part of the reaction is that there's a matter in court on this same matter. So if the president now comes up and says it's approved or the process has begun, as you now say, doesn't that also, for instance, just dismiss the fact that, look, people misunderstand the fact that there's a case in court and the president is saying they've approved this?
There's a judge ruling saying that government...
in court.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know about this case. And the Attorney General should deal with this matter at his own level. However, what I'm saying is that if there is a court order on the president...
No court order. The process is in court. So people thought, well, if there's a process in court, they're supposed to stay action. Don't take any action or steps that may think that you're just undermining the court. So that impression is out there in the public.
Well, but at the same time, if you check the court this morning, you probably will find that there is somebody who has said that Chamberlain must not go back to Lagos from Abuja today. What do you do about that?
you wanted to respond?
Yes, I want to do two issues very quickly. That trivializing this case will not help this government. And there's nothing that Shehu is doing than trivializing it. And it's just very unfortunate, because this golden opportunity is for you to tell Nigerians why Mr. President will have to go ahead of parliamentary procedures and actions to give approval to a fund that has been in contention. Now, let's say, I start with the two issues, the issue of the state parliaments that are involved. That the first procedure, once Mr. President laid this request before the National Assembly, and because they will need concurrence in the state parliament, it's not Mr. President, it will now be the National Assembly that will seek those legislative concurrence on this matter from the states by sending this to the various states. And so they are laid on the table and debated and vote cast, and not just simple majority, 2/3 majority of each parliament giving approval to the state, to the federal government, that which will be contributed by their own state is thereby guaranteed and approved, not the Speaker of the House. And so you cannot come back now and tell us that the president, they called the speakers months back, and it is now that the fact is that the scripts that are written by this APC and the government are always never tallying, they never fix. And that is because they take people for granted. Then the second issue I want to raise very quickly is that he made mention of the vice president making statements in a function in Lagos that has to do with a party. I mean, deal with the birthday of Asiwaju, very respected Nigerians.
It has to do with your party.
What?
The comment had to do with your party.
The comment has to do, yes, it has to do with my party. Now I want to take this. I don't even want to belabor the comments that he made about my party. But as a Nigerian, we must take the dereliction of duty, the golden opportunity for Mr. President to answer the call of duty that he neglected. That was the day 11 heroes, Nigerian soldiers, gunned down by armed men, were being buried in Birnin Gwari in Kaduna State, that never had the representation from the presidency, never had the chief of army staff in attendance, never had the chief of defense staff in attendance, but just a GOC. As if that was not bad enough, the entire presidency was moved to a party in Lagos, all in pursuance of a re-election bid.
Okay.